Big man,
Big man, how are you?
I am doing well. I had a good week, a good weekend also. What about you?
I saw you over there in a what was like a amusement park.
No, that actually was like a celebration. So
Yep.
some rich millionaire guy got us like a amusement park for celebration for 40 years
Nice.
anniversary. So like a platform event basically. So that was nice, man. What about you? How was your weekend?
We got the Mario's graduation. He was our like kind of roommate. He was my roommate, but it was kind of your I don't know how you say it, like apartment roommate. I don't know, but he
Yeah.
graduated. I saw a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. Diego Puente, another
Hmm.
guy who was there in our apartment building. He was there also. It was good to see them. Like I saw all the family of Mario, and it's cool. Like the process that they did. He was starting his college degree when I was entering to my master's. So we're getting
Hmm.
old, brother. This has been 2 years that we've been over there.
Shit. Oh my god. We're really getting old for real.
Mm. Older and wiser,
Shit.
my
And
bro.
also Germany is out of the World Cup and also Mexico is out of the World
And
Cup,
also
so
Mexico.
phew, that's horrible. Well,
I
who
think
do you think
that
will
the
take
con
it?
who will take it? I hope
Yeah.
Portugal, but I don't see. It doesn't seem like they are very good right now. So I will go with France.
Yeah, I also think France will win. Let me check. So Portugal, Spain is playing right now, but they didn't score yet. I don't know. Let's see.
It was a great game
That's cool
yesterday,
though.
bro. I don't even like soccer a lot, but it was a great game.
Yeah. Nice. Who you watched?
It was Mexico against England,
Um,
because they,
Mexico.
yeah, it was a great game. But for today, I want to talk something about setbacks and how you affront it, how they come in the financial and business wise. I just got
Okay.
one of my clients. She got diagnosed with a disease of her stomach. She was a very strong client, a very resilient client, a very strong one, and she had like
Hmm.
recurring problems with her stomach, and that like stopped them for working out and getting to her full potential. Even though she made great progress with these problems, right? So they
Hmm.
detected something like harder on that, like they have to go into surgery and all that stuff. And I would
Sorry to
like
hear that.
to know about your. She's fine, but she will. I like to know about your point about investments when you have a setback, like an I don't know, an emergency or something that you didn't plan to spend. Your emergency fund is a great way to do it, no? But I think in sports and in the gym, it makes you stronger because you have deal with some hard stuff, not only performing when the things are easy or when the things are correct. I think when you
Hmm.
perform when things are not optimal is the real sign that you're a strong person.
Well, consistency beats everything in itself. So just staying at it and investing more will probably solve the problem in general, but it depends on the goal. Because if you have a big setback in the end of your time frame, meaning let's say you are investing for your pension, right? Because in the pension you're not earning any money, and right before the pension there's a big setback like crisis, minus 30%, minus 50% of your total investment. It's not so easy to get back on that because, like I said in another episode, minus 50 means plus 100 to get back on track. And if you only have a time frame, which is so long, like you cannot just correct the mistakes and take more time to correct the whole investment. So in investing, you need to prepare this risk. Like you need to go with a lower risk level into the investment to like not get into a trap like this, because if your whole investment gets down for 50% and you need to hit your goal, the only way you can do that is by speculating. The only way to like get up is by putting more money in and hoping. And this has nothing to do with systematic investing. So you need to conquer that problem like right now. That's like fundamental, because it's the same thing with fitness. I think like if somebody has an overeating problem, only overeats, I don't know, hamburgers, you need to stop that shit if you want to lose weight. Or you can overeat on something else, but like you cannot eat hamburgers to lose weight. like if you eat 10 Big Macs a day, you will not lose weight. Same thing with investing. So you need to take care of that stuff, either with a long time frame or beginning to reduce risk with diversification, for example. You get it?
Yeah, so basically, the long run always wins. The If you're seeing in a short time frame, you won't make
Mm-hmm.
those big gains, but the long term always wins. And as you told me,
Exactly.
I don't think that you can do something about like preventing from this part, but only just expect something could happen to you in fitness wise, and not
Mm-hmm.
in the way that you say, okay, so I'm going to get a disease at 24 or something like that. No? But if
Yeah.
you think about your goals, for example, you want to lose 5 kilos in a year,
Yeah.
you won't leave all the goals to the end. Like you would like to push the your system that your goal is
Mm-hmm.
reachable in a year, but expecting that something can happen because we are not robots. She didn't know she will do that disease. She was a very
Mm-hmm.
consistent person, but I think that now that she got into this situation, she will appreciate even more what does it feel to go to the gym. And if she doesn't want to go one day because a minor setback, now she would say, "Oh, I remember when I was in the hospital bed, that the only thing that I wanted to do was like get better and go to the gym." And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a piece of a mentality that you get when you get injured also in sports, because
Mm-hmm.
you didn't appreciate enough the practice that you have, how you feel during the practice, because it's exhausting and it's tiring. But and making the most of the situation, because something can happen later and you will be regretting that you didn't do
Mm-hmm.
it before.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. So, is there like a big injury you had in your career where you said, "Hey, this was really hard for me to get back on track"?
Yeah, for sure. I remember I got like a little meniscus tear on my right knee, and it was a big
Mm-hmm.
setback because it was the season I would play on my last college year, because the pandemic hit and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. It was supposed that I wouldn't make it. At the end, it was canceled the season. But I
Uh-huh.
think that I've never have an injury because I take a lot of care of my body. I like to take care of injuries, being prepared for those parts, and that was the only injury. But it took me like 4 to 6 months to rehab from that. And some doctor told me that I will needed to have a surgery, and then you can run as well after it. But another doctor told me I could do it
Mm-hmm.
with only rehab and therapy, but I have to be like really disciplined and concise with it. And I did it. I had the rehab with only physical therapy, strength and conditioning, and all those stuff. But learning making your leg, teaching your leg to work again is something very humiliating. Not in the bad way that you are humiliating, but like a humbling way, I would like to say, because
Mm-hmm.
you feel invincible. You can squat 405 on back squat for reps. You can do everything. You can jump. You can track people, and then that you can even
Mm-hmm.
put pressure on your knee. It's like very humbling because you are
Mm-hmm.
not that strong anymore. Like you don't feel as strong. You don't feel as confident. And the process, a lot of injuries are not only about how the structure of your knees, a lot of injuries and how to come back from them comes from how you feel about the injury, because the doctors could say that I'm good to go, but I wasn't confident on putting full pressure
Mm-hmm.
on my knee, So there's a lot of psychological factors involving pain, also in range of motion
Mm-hmm.
in the gym. I could tell you, if I try to make you
Mm-hmm.
get your arm to this position, you might be like scared of getting over there. But if I prepare you mentally to
Yeah.
get it under load, obviously to get load, you can do it without load. It doesn't matter. But if I get your chest, for example, to open up and to get into that position, like psychologically, you are ready to
Uh-huh.
put pressure and load under that position. But if you haven't done it, and you are not confident enough that you can do it without injury, you won't get into that range of motion.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So mental has a lot of like influence over that. that exercise in general, I think, because you just told me because you had this meniscus tear thing, I think it was on your knee.
Mhm.
Um, how did you how did you feel after that stuff was confirmed by the doctors to be already healed? Was it like you had like mental pain thinking on the injury walking around, or how was it?
Yeah, imagine having a bracelet on your hand, like for years or
Yeah,
for months,
yeah,
and you remember that pressure, and you remember that pressure, remember that pressure. Even when you take it,
pressure.
you keep like
Yeah.
feeling something over there because you have used it all your life, you know. So when you have that injury,
Uh-huh.
you have had that pain and that like the feeling of something's not right in that need for so long that
Mm-hmm.
when you are not even
Yeah.
injured no more, it's like you are stepping with cautious. Like you're trying to test it, you're trying to go for it because you have a long way of rehab. You don't want
Yeah.
to mess it up in one day. So it's that mental practice of letting
I
go
get it.
of that injury, what lets you play. Because I don't know if you have
Do
seen
you?
in the Olympics like the kinesiology tape.
Yeah.
Okay, so that what it does, it doesn't help your structure like a knee brace or something like that. It makes you feel like less pain, and making feel less pain, it embraces you to do more. You know, it's the same thing with foam rolling. Foam rolling
Oh, okay.
eliminates the feeling of tightness or of pain, but it doesn't attack nothing
Yeah.
like a medicine or something like that. You know, so it's a lot of things that we use in sports and in fitness come
Oh,
from a
okay.
mental way because you have to be able to do it. Your head has to know that you can do it before that your body does it. You know, because all the nervous system
Mm-hmm.
and those type of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Have you heard about the baby elephant theories, or like the practical experiments with baby elephants?
Now tell me about it.
So this just reminded me of it. So basically, they tested on baby elephants, or like they found baby elephants who were kidnapped, I think it was, and the kidnappers put like handcuffs, so basically cuffs on their feet. Basically, I don't think they have hands, but like feet. And when they grew out of the handcuffs, or in general, they could easily like force their way out of it, of those handcuffs, but they couldn't because they still had the mindset that those handcuffs are limiting them because they were not strong enough. But really, they were strong enough to just rip them apart easily. And this is something you just described also for the fitness and for like mental setbacks if you have like physical injury. Same thing with the elephants. And this is very fascinating, I think, because sometimes you're just holding yourself back more than you really have to because you can just do it at the end of the day. So you might just underestimate yourself.
No, and that you say, I loved your example, but what you say about underestimating yourself at the end, it's completely true. You
Mm-hmm.
need someone to believe that you can do it, and then you have to believe it. It will be great if you believe it and you are able to believe in yourself, like without being dumb, you know, like not getting a lot of weight that you can work. But if you want to do an increment, that happened with a client no long ago. He started doing bench press with 35 pounds,
Yeah.
and now we up to 65. And I won't say that I can make you grow double your
Nice.
weight on bench press in 3 weeks, because that's not true. That's not. I didn't have any. Well, I did have anything to do with it, but I didn't make like a perfect planiation
Yeah.
or give him a technique cue to make it that better. He didn't believe it. He didn't believe that he could do
Yeah.
that. You know. And so he told me no, I can't, and I told, yeah, I believe you can, and he did it. You know. So sometimes you need someone to push you, and there's a lot of
Nice.
techniques that you can do for that. For example, one that I love a lot when I'm going to work with a PR with my clients is that if they're going to do a PR with, let's say, 100 pounds on the bar, we get on, to that working
Mm-hmm.
set. But before they do their 100 kilos PR, I put 110 or 120 kilos on the bar, and they get out of the rack. They stay there. They feel the weight. It's like very heavy. They haven't done it, and they won't be able to done it, but they feel it. Okay, they put the weight back, and now I put 100 pounds, so it feels lighter, because they already had that weight on their
Ah,
back.
interesting.
They already have that weight on their back,
Mm-hmm.
so now it's lighter. So it's okay. Okay, this is not that hard. Okay, when they go, and now they smash their PR
Mm,
or try again.
interesting. That's like practicing harder than you play,
Yeah, for sure.
right? Nice. Nice. I like that. That's great. Wow. Wow. I'm thinking of another example here because I think mindset in general, like what you believe and belief system is a very big part of your life. And another example I just remembered also with animals, maybe you know about this one, was about fleas, like those jumpy things, fleas. No? So there's a scientist, or there was a scientist who put fleas inside of a cup, like a glass. And those fleas, which was very interesting, they can jump like meters high, right? They can jump really, really far and high. And in this glass, they always went
Mm.
against the top of the glass. So they couldn't really jump higher than because they were limited, right? Like the elephant before. And this guy, after a while, took the glass off, and those fleas continued to jump as high as the ceiling of the glass was, and not like meters.
Mhm.
So that's I think that's the thing. What we just talked about the whole last 5 minutes. Self-limiting beliefs are really holding you back, not I don't know, your circumstances or your area or whatever, but in the end of the day, what you believe in. Because if you believe in yourself, and it sounds so like cliche, but if you really believe that you can do something, nothing can hold you back like a ceiling of a glass. Because if you think that you can, for example, only make whatever, 2,000 euros a month, you will always hit 2,000 euros a month. But if your ceiling is way up here at 20,000 euros a month, you will hit eventually 20,000 euros a month and laugh about 2,000. So, in the end of the day, I think it's about what you believe in, right?
Yeah, like
So, what's your let me ask you one more question about this because I'm interested in how you handled that in like heavy situations because you have a bachelor's, you have a master's degree, you had like professional American football experience and stuff. So before a big university test, before a big presentation, before a big game, like how was your like mental routine? Was this something?
yeah, for sure. And I love the. I only wanted to say that I love that word or that phrase, the self-limiting beliefs. I think that's a great like summary of all those things. And
Yeah.
all that you said is I could bring it back to a quote that I hear a lot of saying that confidence is the accumulation of proof. So if you need to be confident in
Mm-hmm.
something, it's not like, oh, I'm the best and you hit your chest and you pump up, but confidence comes from this accumulation of proof that you can
Yeah.
do it. So for example, if you want to perform at a high level in football,
Mm-hmm.
you have your confidence will be going up by the sum of good plays you have done or the games you have won. That's why uh, great teams who always win are like accustomed to that. They don't celebrate when they win only one first down, one
Mm-hmm.
touchdown, or something like that. Their ceiling, as you said, is to win this.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Mexico right now in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
They're really happy because we get into that stage because we've never been there. But imagine Germany, for example, that they
Mm-hmm.
lost at that stage, at the same stage of Mexico. Well, I think it was one back, but it's not good for them. It's not their standard. So before every workout,
Mm-hmm.
I like to remember that I have done it. Remember who you are. Sometimes I tell myself when I have those self-limiting beliefs to remember who I am, and even if I have never done that, I remember that I have accomplished other stuff that I could get after it. But it's a great point you have because we're nervous every single game, every single exam, but we have to take advantage of the situation and just do what is our best to do.
Wow. Very motivating. I really want to put my wins in a list right now, and every time I feel down, I will look at this
Yeah,
list.
that's bro. That's the accumulation of proof. But it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to look at your wins. You look. you normally use look at your losses, and that's what keeps you up at night. But if you start writing what you have accomplished, you will
That's
help
right.
to when you need to something or someone to get you up. You can read those stuff and say, okay, I accomplished a lot of stuff. Now let's get back in track, and I will keep up accomplishing things.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
yeah, bro, this talk
Very
went a little
nice.
bit motivational, but I love it.
Yeah, I love that too. I think it's always a matter of your mind should be in it, and also your like your emotional brain and also your logical brain in itself. And this is completely emotional, so very great to end like this.
Yeah. So it was great talking to you, bro. See you next week.
See you.